Toyota, they're in serious trouble. Scandals, recalls, and dealers are no longer even accepting some Toyota vehicles as trade-ins. The stalwart, the best automaker in the world, they are struggling right now, Dad. Let's do a recap of what's going on first. The latest and greatest news from Toyota, 145,000 more vehicles have just been recalled because of airbag issues. Within them, these are the Grand Highlanders and the Lexus TX. This comes on the heels, Dad, of the Toyota Tundra and a Lexus GX model being recalled because of engine issues. What is going on over at Toyota?
That was my question. What the hell is going on at Toyota? A brand that has always been considered one of the quality leaders in the industry suddenly is I don't know, producing vehicles like Ford would, trying to give Ford a run for their money. 145,000 Toyota Grand Highlanders and the new Lexus TX being recalled because of a side airbag, head airbag issue, a stop sale on the vehicles that they have in inventory. Dealers are not allowed to sell them until the vehicle has been repaired. A stop production run on these vehicles until Toyota can come up with a solution, a fix for this. The various and assorted scandals that they've had in Japan with the Daihatsu brand, the Hino brand, it has just been one misstep after another, which is not what you would expect from Toyota.
Toyota has actually had to halt production of some of their vehicles because of these scandals that have been going on. Let's recall what's going on the scandal front. There are emissions scandals, and this is both at Toyota and its subsidiaries. They were falsifying information with regards to emissions. And then the vehicle safety scandal, Dad, this was falsified information about how safe vehicles were, and that led to the stopping of production of multiple vehicles from Toyota and Daihatsu. So those are scandals that the company's been impacted by. And then, of course, you have the recall issues. All in all, not a good look for a brand that is the most popular global automaker. They sell the most cars in the entire world. And here in the United States, their vehicles are beloved. But you've got to be questioning when you buy a Toyota Tundra, go to trade it in, and dealers won't even accept that trade. You've got to be questioning the value of Toyota right in this moment because they are obviously maybe trying to scale up too fast or too far. They're running into all of these issues. That being said, Dad, it's not really stopping Toyota's days supply from going up. Toyotas are still some of the hardest vehicles to secure in the United States. Do you think that changes a little bit as more of these scandals come out, or if more scandals come out and as these recalls take a hold?
I think that there is a certain amount of brand loyalty associated with Toyota, and Toyota's reputation from the past will sustain them for probably the near term. And the Toyota lovers out there will overlook some of these issues and continue to support the brand with all their hearts. But there have been over the years a number of issues. I mean, some of these issues and the scandals that go back to Japan date back to the mid '80s. So there are things apparently that are inherent in their way of operating that have allowed this to happen and continue for as long as it has. Part of it is just engineering issues. You look at the Tundra issue; it is an engine issue. They're claiming, there were some shavings left in the cylinder. Well, that's nonsense. The shavings are happening after the car has been built, after the pistons have been rubbing off metal within the engine block. It's not. I mean, come on, they use an air hose to blow the shavings out of these. So there are just some real engineering issues and design issues, and the reason dealers won't take some of these vehicles in trade is because they don't know how long they're going to have to sit with the vehicle before there's a fix from Toyota, or exactly what that fix is going to be. Are they suddenly going to have to produce an extra, 150,000, 200,000 engines to put new engines in these trucks? It is just an unseemly situation for Toyota at this point.
I drove past the Toyota dealership just this past weekend, and they had Tundras on Tundras on Tundras. Not a lot of other inventory, but Tundras on Tundras on Tundras. No wonder why. Now, the chairman of the Toyota board is taking a page out of the Stellantis playbook. Just got a $10 million raise for the awesome efforts at Toyota. For those of you that are unfamiliar, Stellantis, which owns Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, that European company, they provided their CEO with a massive pay increase, Carlos Tavares, to almost $40 million on the heels of really poor performance. I guess you can make the case that Toyota's global performance is incredible. They are selling more vehicles than anyone else, but still, to get a $10 million pay raise on the heels of these types of scandals, and like you were just discussing, engineering flaws and design issues, I thought that was a little bit ironic. We see these bigwigs in the C-suite or at the board level getting these huge pay packages and bonuses when, things aren't going great.
Yeah, but you have to realize that Toyota produced and sold more cars last year than they ever have in their history. They're almost on pace to produce and sell in excess of 12 million new vehicles this year. Okay, 1 million new vehicles a month, even with all these issues. So if you want to look at their performance and say, okay, maybe this guy deserves a raise. He took us from 10 million vehicles produced and sold, and we're on the precipice of 12 million produced and sold. I don't know. Maybe that calls for a raise. Listen, corporations always take care of the corporate executives. It's the underlings that will suffer the slings and arrows.
It is insane to think that Toyota produces 1 million new cars every month. That is mind-boggling. Wow, I have not ever just sat and thought about that for a moment. And I just want to make the note, Toyota is selling more and more of these vehicles in developing countries because they make more money per vehicle sold in those developing countries. This is part of the reason why, remember during the chip shortage, it was really, really, really hard to get your hands on a Toyota, even upwards of 18 months on a wait list to get a new Toyota. Part of that is because they are allocating more and more resources towards these developing countries where they make more money. They make less money in the United States. Southeast Toyota distributors, Gulf State Toyota distributors. There's all these people involved that kind of take profit margin out of the equation. It's not the same in sub-Saharan Africa where they're selling Toyotas and they're making an even higher gross margin. So anyway, just an interesting tidbit there. We will keep our finger on the pulse of what's going on at Toyota. Shocking, to say the least, all the challenges that they've run into. And I'm going to call it right now. We're going to see another major, recall of some sort from Toyota between now and the end of the year. Definitely not Ford level. Ford already has 30 recalls at this point in 2024, but we'll see another one from Toyota, and it'll definitely be surprising.
Well, let's hope it's nothing serious, but apparently things are trending in the wrong direction.